Welcome to episode 1 of Tech Tuesdays. I'm Peter Su from Alpha Logics. So these are episodes that we're going to introduce every week to discuss about what we've done for our customers. Here is an actual design of what we did for a customer in Suite 1202, 255 Pitt Street in the Sydney CBD. This is one office space that they've hired for 3 tenants. With these 3 tenants, they have one law firm and 2 brokerages. And with one connection, we had to segregate these connections across themselves so they can only use what they've connected to. So in here, you can see that this is the internet that was provisioned to a modem, and then they had a switch that would separate the connections for the customer. Now, each customer has its own devices. So what we did was we actually configured company A with their own Wi-Fi signal, and we provided them with the logins. I know it's a very simple setup. So we basically provided them with Wi-Fi connectivity to not only their mobile devices and laptops, but physically they had desktops, they've had desk phones, and they also had printers. So to keep these all separate, because of all the identities had to be on themselves, we ensured that they kept their data safe. And that's how we build it in Alpha Logics, that we always look at the security layer first before we even attempt to look at how we're going to design the entire solution. So with that, we were able to actually deliver the solution out to the customer, which allowed us to now separate all 3 tenants to have their own connection. So here we've got the unified dashboard. This is where we can see quite a lot of the details of the customer. We're able to actually have all the devices connected. Here is the topology. Quite a lot of devices connected to it with the infrastructure. So you can start seeing here what we've done with the internet connected to the router. And from there, we've got the 2 switches, and they're uplinked into the gateway. So currently, that's the connection, and we also have a UPS 2-unit backup. So the UPS is basically a unified power supply. It keeps these 3 devices online, and we can safely disconnect it when need be. You can see here that these are the 4 devices that's connected to it, and we've also got the 4 access points or wireless access points across the entire office. So what we've done is, in this design, you can see here that there's a server which terminates. If you click onto it, this is how it's been built. The 2 switches, the gateway, and the UPS. And in between here are the patch panels. And what we've done is we've positioned these Wi-Fi devices in the office, and we also put in all the walls and measurements of the entire office, not only for concrete, but glass and the dry walls and doors. So what we would like generally do is, when we go and turn on Wi-Fi, you could see the actual coverage of the Wi-Fi, not only from a 5G perspective, but from also a 2.4 gig band, and also the new band of 6. So there's a number of devices connected to it. As you can see, and also what we've done is each of the ports of the device, we've either disabled it for security purposes. So if any of the individuals try to plug in, they won't be able to connect to any network. and each port is actually segregated to its own network. Right, so we can pinpoint which network we want to put them into. How we've done this build is that this is the high level solution, right? Up here is the 3 tenants and their Wi-Fi's, but we've also created a guest Wi-Fi, and this guest Wi-Fi actually has a captured portal. And if you click onto the capture portal, we've actually got it configured so that when they type in the password for the Wi-Fi, they can log in, and it is scheduled for an 8-hour expiry date. But obviously you can increase it to your liking. And we also created a separate IoT network. This IoT network, what we've created was so that it is devices that you want to keep on the network, but you don't want it to be on the same subnet or VLAN as yourself. This is really great because that means that if you had TVs or sound systems that you want to separate from your actual VLAN, this is the best location to do that. We had a fault. So we accidentally damaged the fiber cable. So with the fiber cable, you can see here that they shined a torch on where it was actually bent and broken. So this dot right here is where all the internet and fiber connection came through to. Lucky enough, there was an alternative connection, which is a redundancy. We were able to get in contact with the facilities management and then go and patch and splice the connection on another level. And eventually we were able to connect all this back in. So in the diagram in itself, this was where it was actually broken. And once we fixed that, we were able to actually get all these connections back up. During that process, unfortunately, the company, yes, it did go down. The internet did go down for them, but what the alternative was, they actually had hotspot connections from their phones and some little Telstra dongles that they used during that process. Duration was, they were down for about a day and a half or so, but we were able to get them back on, which was great. And since then, there hasn't been any issues since. Now, we have spoken to the companies and we did suggest that as an alternative, instead of your fiber connection, we're looking at arranging for a secondary, it's called a WAN 1 and WAN 2. So basically WAN 2 is a secondary connection to the site so that they have a redundancy in case the first primary internet goes down. We definitely set these up for quite a number of our customers. But yeah, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Looking forward to speaking to you guys and seeing you guys on the next episode. Thank you.